Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. To my 23 subscribers, thank you very much. Welcome to any of you who stumble across the video. Hopefully you get something informative out of this. But in this one I'm going to show you the new mount for my SHOEI VFX-W. So stay with us and we'll get to it. So as I've mentioned then, we're going to talk about this, which is my SHOEI VFX-W, and we're going to get the new GoPro mount that I've had made for it. Normally we'd use one of these, stick it on the top, stick the camera on top, and you've got a good point of view angle, but the only problem with that is you've got the peak or the visor, as different people call it depending on who you are, and then wherever you're looking you can see that peak, and I just got some footage for that for you now. So another solution then is people tend to put a sticky on the side, then the mount comes off at an angle and then the camera faces forward, and it's a pretty good point of view, but again you've got the side of the helmet in there, which isn't ideal. You want to give people the best sort of viewer pleasure if possible. If it's for your own purpose, say you're trying to learn a track or something, then you know that's ideal for you, then do it. But I know when you're out on the tracks and trails, the top and the side views are not the best option, and the reason for that is low hanging branches and everything. You've got this, then you've got this, then you've got this, and then suddenly a low hanging branch that you can normally avoid by ducking, you know, it's going to grab you and pull you off your bike. It's happened to me twice, and then thankfully the third time the mount came off and pulled my GoPro off, and that landed somewhere behind me for the boys to ride over, but thankfully I got it back and I'm using it to film now. So the kind of mounts I've seen over the last couple of months, and when I've been looking to try and get a better point of view for this, is I've seen the giant clip that goes over the front. Now it does the job, but I've seen people have to duct tape them on because over time they'll shake loose, and they've also got quite an overhang at the bottom, which not ideal really, but you know, depending on how you ride, I can't really see it being an issue. The other point of view is there's a belting system that goes over the top there, and it's got like a tri-plastic thing that covers the front, and then you just slide the GoPro clip into it. I just sort of wanted something different, just something to break the mold a bit. With that in mind, my friend Neil has been busy on his 3D printer and he's come up with this for me. This is the first one he printed that was the direct replacement basically. It goes on the front there. I take this off, is one screw. You got the screw, then goes back in that hole and it just sticks on the helmet. And imagine to my surprise this morning when I woke up and he'd sent me a message saying, I found some yellow stuff, I've printed that off for you. And it's got a nice mesh in there as well, so it stops any bugs and dirt and everything coming through. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fit it and I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like. So here we have it then. Quite simple process. I say quite simple, it's really simple. It's one screw, and out it comes, and that's your mouthpiece off. Then this one then is a direct replacement, clips on the front. Just got to line it up with a hole, screw it in, and there you have it. That's the GoPro mount. It's got a nice angle actually. You can fit that straight on the front there. Now that looks quite big because it's the GoPro mount that's got the mic adapter for the GoPro in it, but to be honest with you, I'm just going to be running my Hero 8 on there, and I'm going to run this on the chest rig, so I have all the microphones set up on my person and then running up into the helmet. So that's a pretty good bit of kit if that's something you're after. And as you can see, the vents are still there and I can get air in because this little rubber mount here, when it meets my goggles, there's very little gap in there, so ideally I want the air to come through. So that's pretty much that then. I've got some footage now and some little clips that Neil was sending when he was creating this piece. That's the initial piece and that was the first one, and I was going to be really happy to run that. But now he's got something that's a bit more colourful to go with the helmet. I can't praise him enough, and thanks very much, Neil, I really appreciate it. So yeah, the next up then is going to be this one. It's going to be the design and the printing of it, and I hope you enjoy it. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'm also available on Instagram as well, and I'm happy to answer any questions. So I hope it's been informative, and I will speak to you in the next one. Thanks very much for watching.